Hello class, this is a video tutorial on converting between fractions and percentages. In the first part of this video, we're going to be converting percentages into fractions. To do this, we need to recall that percentages are just fractions with denominators of 100, which we will be simplifying. So you can pause at any time and give this a go. Let's start off with the first few. It's rather straightforward in that whatever the percentage is, it's always going to be over 100. And so this numerator goes on the top. We can see that we can divide both by the highest common factor or just common factors. For this, I can see we can divide both by 10. So 10 divided by 10 gives us 1. And 100 divided by 10 gives us 10. And there we have it. It's rather straightforward. It's really just simplifying fractions once you've put it over 100. And so for this one, it's going to be once again over 100. You put the numerator as it is. From here, I can see we can divide both again by 10. 80 divided by 10 is going to give me 8. 10 divided by 10 is just 10. We can actually simplify this further. This will give us, they're both even, so they're both divisible by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 80% as a fraction is 4 over 5. Let's now move into percentages that aren't quite usual or normal, but this always just begins off, it's the same, it's always over 100. So 18 over 100. The number I can see here is that they're both even, so we can halve both of them. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 100 divided by 2 is 50. And as you can see, this is fully simplified and can't go any further. With this next one, once again, it's always over 100 if we wanted to make it into a fraction. We put the percentage in the numerator. You can pause and try and figure out what we can divide these by. We can see that you can divide both of these by the number 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 100 divided by 5 is 20. And so 15% is 3 over 20. Okay, so let's move on to the next examples. 2%, even if it's a single digit, it's always going to be over 100. And so 2 goes in the numerator. And then so from here, you can see that you can, both are even. So you can divide both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So 2% is 1 over 50. Same thing for this, 72%. Well, that's just really, again, over 100. And it's going to be 72 over 100. Now it's just a matter of simplifying this fraction. You can see we can have both. You can have this in any method that you would like. So 72 divided by 2. 2 goes into 7 3 times with a remainder of 1. And then 2 goes into 12 6 times. So half of 72 is 36. Then half of 100 is 50. This fraction can actually be further simplified since they're both even. So we can divide both by 2 again. So 36 divided by 2. 2 goes into 3 once with a remainder of 1. So now imagining this as 16. 2 into 16 happens 8 times. So half of 36 is 18. Then 50 divided by 2 is just 25. And so that there is the fully simplified fraction of 72%. Now for these last two examples, you'll see that you will require a slightly different technique or an additional technique. But as before, it starts off as over 100. And we keep the percentage on the numerator. But now before we simplify this, we actually want to make this decimal into a whole number. And we do that by moving the decimal place 1 to the right. In order to do that, we simply just multiply the numerator by 10. But because of equivalent fractions, if I multiply the numerator, I have to multiply the denominator as well. So this will give me 225 over 1000. And so now it's just a matter of simplifying this. Since they both are divisible by 5, it ends in 5 and ends in 0. We can divide both of these by 5. So 200 divided by 5, well, 100 divided by 5 is 20. So 200 divided by 5 must be 40. 25 divided by 5, well, that's 5. So the final answer must be 45 over, once again, 100 divided by 5 is 20, which means 1000 divided by 5 must be 200. There. This is actually not fully simplified. As I can see, we can divide both by 5 again. This one's a lot easier. 45 divided by 5 is just 9. 200 divided by 5, well, it kind of helps in that 100 divided by 5 is, once again, 20, which means 200 divided by 5 has to be 40. And so 22.5 as a percentage is 9 over 40. This one's one of the harder ones that we have. But as you can see, it still is doable using the same methods. Let's end on this last example. You can pause and give this a go yourself. Notice how in this one first, we wanted to make that decimal into a whole number first. So we're going to do the same thing here. So starting off as 32.8 over 100. I'd like to make this a whole number. So move that decimal place one spot. This gives us 328 over 1,000. And so we need to start dividing this. I can see we can divide everything by 2. It's the easiest number I can count on. 2 into 3 happens once, so 100, with a remainder of 1. 2 into into 12 is 6. Yep. And then 2 into 8 is going to be 4. So 164 is 328 divided by 2. And 1,000 divided by 2 is 500. I can see this can be further halved. So divide everything by 2 again. 2 into 1 can't be done. 2 into 16 is going to be 8. And 2 into 4 is 2. And then half of 500 is 250. Interestingly enough, I can see that this can be halved one more time because they end in even numbers. So we can halve this again. So 82 divided by 2, it's a lot easier now. It's going to be 41. 2 into 2 is 1. And then 2 into 50 is a lot easier. is just 25. And this number is fully simplified. So 32.8% is, as a fraction, 41 over 125. So I hope that gave you an insight into how we convert percentages into fractions simply by making it over 100 and then simplifying that until we get a fully simplified fraction. Hope to see you in the next video, and best of luck.